We then move on, Chief, to your next chapter, and this starts at page 12 of your statement. You've headed it Criminality Within EMPD. Are you there in your statement?
I'm there, SC.
You have an introductory paragraph under that heading, and thereafter you have a subheading. Can you quickly take us through the introductory paragraph at paragraph 38?
Okay, EMPD has, through some of its senior members, here we have picked up that some of our senior members were involved in blatant criminal acts and disregard of law. I will enumerate this below under specific headings for the benefit of the Commission.
Thank you. And then you proceed to deal with matters under specific subheadings, the first being what you call the blue light saga.
That is correct.
Deal with this from paragraph 39, and you deal with it fairly extensively. So if you could, we could start at paragraph 39 and we work our way through your statement. Thank you.
Thank you, SC. The headlight there, it's Blue Light Saga. During or about February 2023, the EMPD received an inquiry from a journalist, Mr. Jeff Weeks, regarding the use of blue lights in civilian vehicles, with the seeming approval of EMPD. At the time of this inquiry, I was on leave, and the Deputy Chief of Police, Auxiliary and Support Services, that is Commissioner Revo Spies, who was appointed as the Acting Chief of Police in my absence, took charge of this inquiry and initiated investigation into the allegations with immediate effect by the time when I received it, because it was on the media. There is an attachment which is J10 and a copy of his appointment letter also in this regard. That was Commissioner Spies who was acting. And then bullet number 40, in summary, the allegations was that Brigadier Mkhwanazi had, amongst others, unlawfully authorized the installation of blue lights in the vehicles in question. The vehicles in question were said to belong to Cat VIP Security. Such installation will be unlawful as the use of blue light is, in terms of the National Road Traffic Act 93 of 1996, restricted for the use by law enforcement services, that is SAPS, Metro Police Officers, Traffic Officers, and South African National Defence Force, that is military police. So the use of blue light is only restricted to those. And upon my return from leave, Commissioner Spies made a report to me on this matter, advising that flowing from his investigation, he had referred the matter to the Internal Affairs Unit in the Compliance Division, as well as to the Independent Investigative Directorate for Investigation and Recommendation. He further advised that he had, on the 3rd of March, also opened a criminal case against Brigadier Mkhwanazi for fraud and corruption arising from these facts at the police station in Boksburg. It is my understanding that Brigadier Mkhwanazi denied having installed these lights. He, however, insisted that the EMPD maintain a formal working relationship with Cat VIP Services Company, owned by Mr. Matlala, on the basis of which certain vehicles were donated to EMPD. he submitted in support of his claim the following documents. These were submitted to the acting chief. An alleged memorandum of agreement concluded with Medicare 24 during 2021. A copy of his document is annexed MJ11. An alleged memorandum of agreement concluded with Cat VIP protection during 2021. A copy of this document is annexed JM12.
Okay, and now those two documents, JM11 and JM12, appear in your big file, starting at page 55. That would be JM11. And you say that is an alleged memorandum of agreement concluded by Brigadier Mkhwanazi with Medicare 24 during 2021.
That is correct, SC.
And if one has regard to page 124, it reflects as follows: agreement entered into and between the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department, and it doesn't indicate as represented by who, and Medicare Emergency Medical Services / UNABIS Protection Services. Is that correct?
That is correct, SC.
Maybe a correction. You said page 124. Your pagination is page 55.
Page 55, I apologize. That's what happens when there's recycling of documents. I do apologize. It's page 55. You confirm that's how page 55 reads?
That is correct, SC.
Now, if we skip the content of the agreement itself and go to page 60, you will see at the bottom of the body of that contract, the end of that contract or agreement, at page 60, it has got under effective date 10/2021.
That is correct, SC.
And then there is a signature above a name, J.D. Mkhwanazi, Director, Specialized Services.
That is correct, SC.
And I see above that in a box, a choice is made between support, not support. A choice seems to be supported.
That is correct, SC.
Am I reading this document correctly, your JM11, therefore, that it starts off with the support of J.D. Mkhwanazi as Director, Specialized Services?
That is correct, SC.
I see that on the same page, there was space for approval by Jim Zolo, Deputy Chief of Police Operations and Specialized Services, but that space remains unsigned.
That is correct, SC.
And overleaf at 61, it then concludes with provision for signature by I. Mapiyeye, Chief of Police, EMPD. Is that you?
That is correct, SC.
And equally so, it is unsigned.
That is correct, SC.
Do you confirm that you did not sign this document?
That is correct. I did not sign this agreement.
Now, if we continue then and go to the next annexure, which is JM12, that starts at page 62.
Maybe before you do that, can I
yes,
just check?
Commissioner.
Chief Mapiyeye, do you know if Mr. Mzolo ever knew anything about this? Did you inquire from him?
Commissioner, this document was never brought to me. So usually the protocol is that if Brigadier Mkhwanazi signed it, he was going to take it to the Deputy Chief of Police, Mr. Mzolo, and then Mr. Mzolo was then going to come to me and explain to me. Then I sign or not support, and in fact I was not going to support because this is not a process we are supposed to be following.
It would have gone, I mean, this where he signs, Mr. Mkhwanazi, it says Director Specialized Services, so he was not yet Deputy Chief of Police at the time.
That is correct. He was not a deputy chief of police.
And was Mr. Mzolo his direct superior?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. I invite us then to turn to page JM 12, which is the second memorandum of agreement you deal with at your paragraph 43.2, and that starts at page 62. Have you located it, Chief?
I've located it, SC.
This particular document is headed Memorandum of Agreement. Apologize. Memorandum of Agreement entered into and between the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department and Cat VIP Protection, and indicates under Cat VIP Protection, in parentheses, duly represented by Vusimusi Matlala. Do you see that?
I can see that here, SC.
And this agreement runs to page 65.
That is correct, SC.
And if we start at page 64 thereof, once again, at the bottom of the page, after the body of the agreement, is a space for signature by a J.D. Mkhwanazi, Director Special Services, and it is signed. Do you see that?
That is correct, SC.
This particular memorandum now has a date inserted by hand across to the right across from the signature, and it's dated 13/10/2021.
That is correct, SC.
And similar with the previous document, there is an indication at a choice whether to support or not support that it is supported. There is a tick in the support box.
That is correct, SC. Though what I'm observing on page 64,
Yes.
where the Brigadier signed, the date was the 13th of October 2021.
Yes.
And on next page, page 65, where Mr. Vusimusi Matlala was supposed to have signed, the date was put 15 June 2022.
Yes, you're correct. I confirm that's how it reads.
So I just want to highlight that.
Yes. Then, staying with page 65, I see after the signature by the Director Specialized Services, Brigadier Mkhwanazi, it required approval because it's got two options of approve and not approve, as indicated in the boxes at the start of that page. And immediately below that is a space for signature, and under that line is Mr. Vusimusi Matlala, Chief Executive Officer, Cat VIP Protection. And to the right of that, it's dated 15 June 2022. For the record, it appears not to have been signed by the intended Mr. Matlala. Do you confirm?
That is correct, SC.
Now, this particular memorandum, as opposed to the previous one we considered JM11, does not appear to require support by Mr. Mzolo, which is Brigadier Mkhwanazi's direct superior, nor your support as the Chief of Police. I don't see provision for your support or approval. Do you confirm?
That is correct, SC.
And page 65 actually represents the last page of that memorandum of agreement.
That is correct, SC.
Although, of course, right at the end, the document appears to have envisaged some approval by whoever. No indication is given as to who the last approver would have been or should have been. Do you see the hanging approved, not approved right at the bottom?
I could see that, Commissioner.
Yeah. And would a document of this nature have taken the form of somebody like Mr. Vusimuzi Matlala, the chief executive of the company, having to approve? Is that not rather odd that he would have approved?
I couldn't learn that clear, Chair.
I'm saying, look where Mr. Matlala is supposed to sign.
Yes.
There as well, he is also supposed to approve. So my question is it not odd that he would have had to also approve?
It is odd, Commissioner, because
Should he not simply have been a signatory together with whoever would have been signing within the municipality, and then some municipal official approving after the two signatories?
regardless,
Yes.
regardless, Commissioner, this is not a process which the city follows when it receives donation from any company or service provider.
All right.
This is not even the process.
All right. Thank you.
Still on this document, Chief Mapiyeye, the only signatory on behalf of the municipality or the EMPD is on this document is Mr. Mkhwanazi, who at the time is still a director. If you leave aside then the idea that Mr. Matlala could approve on behalf of the municipality, did Mr. Mkhwanazi as director have authority, would he have had authority to conclude this kind of transaction with an external company, but just by virtue of his position?
Commissioner, not at all, because this is also a process which is not followed by the city of Ekurhuleni when you receive donations from a service provider or an external company. This is not even the process.
What is the process? If this were a proper donation or offer of services and vehicles by Cat Matlala Security, what would have been the process?
Through you, Commissioner Baloyi, Chief Mapiyeye, it would appear that Commissioner Baloyi is way ahead of you. So perhaps, no, he can deal with it, it's in the statement, so I said perhaps we jump to that part so he can answer your question in full.
I don't want to mess up your flow. I would rather you lead him the way you wanted to.
I would be happy to no challenge.
Okay.
All right. Chief Mapiyeye, if you could have regard to your paragraph 52 at page 16, starting from the second sentence of that paragraph.
Page 16.
Paragraph 52.
Paragraph 52.
The second sentence of that paragraph, starting in any event.
In any event, there is no evidence that the claimed donation complies with the municipality's grants, donations, sponsorships, and gifts policy, which prescribe that all donations or sponsorships offered to the municipality must be submitted to the city manager for approval and declared to the National Treasury.
Thank you. Does that answer your question, Commissioner Bala? Thank you.
I have a different question, Advocate Sello.
Yes, Commissioner.
Chief, these two documents, the two memoranda, the second one on page 131.
No, you're using the wrong numbering again, like me.
Oh, sorry, page 62.
Yes.
JM 12. It appears to envisage not just a donation of vehicles, but a skills transfer and tactical training of EMPD officials by Cat Protection Services. So if you look at the paragraph on page 63, top of the page, do you see that?
I could see that,
So it
Commissioner.
says Cat VIP will donate motor vehicles to Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department and provide their staff members with skills transfer and tactical training. Now, you having been chief of the EMPD at that time, could such an arrangement be concluded without your knowledge or approval?
It is not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be knowing if there is any service provider who want to render such services to us. And I will have then to follow the right processes to get that service provider on board.
But you say these are the documents, Brigadier Mkhwanazi, he was not brigadier at the time, but these are the documents he produced to justify the reason why Cat Protection Services was using the blue lights.
That is correct, Chair.
He said because there were these MOUs between Cat Protection Services and EMPD.
That is correct, Chair. We only managed to pick that up immediately after the media query.
Thank you, Commissioner Khumalo. Getting back then to your statement at paragraph 44, having considered these memoranda, both of them, JM 11 and JM 12, you draw certain conclusions. At page 13, paragraph 44. Please wait a moment, Chief Mapiyeye. Yes, Commissioner. No, quite in order.
There's quite a bit to go through, so one has to go back and forth. In the first memorandum, it's about provision of services which include drawing blood and at roadblocks. To the extent that this discussion now is about blue lights under that heading, that's why we're having that discussion. If you go to page 60,
Yes.
there's that last bullet point, and I was checking whether we have heard anything about it. At page 60.
Page 60, correct?
The last bullet point. And perhaps you should read, because this is where the question about why there are vehicles that have blue lights is
Yes.
addressed in the memorandum. Can the witness read that into the record, perhaps?
It's absolutely important. Chief Mapiyeye, you remember we were dealing with these two sets of agreements, JM 11 and JM 12.
That is correct. See.
Commissioner Baloyi is inviting you to JM 11 again, which starts at page 55 of your big file.
I am there,
And
see.
just to orientate you, this particular memorandum is between Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department and Medicare Emergency Medical Services. You see that?
That's correct, see.
Now, she refers you in particular to page 60, if you could go there.
Maybe before that, Chief Mapiyeye, if you could go to page 58 of that same document, and then there's paragraph 3 there which tells us what is the purpose of this document, and read that into the record first.
Thank you, Commissioner. On page 58, the purpose of this Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, is to outline the commitment of promoting and protection of the Medicare emergency services, combining that with the health care and safety of officers of Ekurhuleni Police Department when a situation arises warranting medical attention on various degree, particularly in traumatic event incidents. That's bullet number 3.
Yes. And then if you would then go to page 60, maybe start with the heading. Read what the heading says you are agreeing to as a municipality, and then you can skip the other bullet points and then go to the last bullet point.
Commissioner, you said I must go to page
60.
60.
60. It's that signature page.
Okay, I've got it.
And then read that heading into the record.
Ekurhuleni Police Department, by signing this MOU, Ekurhuleni Police Department agrees to
And then the last bullet point.
EMPD will assist with the registration of vehicles under EMPD as official vehicles, and we will be permitted to use blue and red lights to respond for and on behalf of EMPD. The cost of this will be for the Medicare 24 Annabis Protection Services.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm quite aware of the time, that it's lunch, but just not to interrupt this flow of questions, may I perhaps ask the witness to deal with 2 other aspects, then we close the subject. Mr. Mapiyeye, please go back to page 59 of the same document.
I've got to see.
This is, the heading of that page is understandings. And the opening paragraph thereof reads, by signing this MOA, Medicare 24 Emergency Services agrees to. Do you see that? And then it...
That is correct, I see.
Okay. I would like you to read items 4, 5, and 6 into the record, please.
Item 4, Medicare 24 Annabis Protection Services can assist when needed. All members are registered with CIRA and are issued firearms through our VIP protection unit that are owned by the Medicare 24 holdings.
Yes.
The number 5, the CEO's health qualifications and legal degree can assist when needed in an event of a drug bust, and I can give legal advice where needed. Number 6, Medicare 24 can assist with drawing blood in roadblocks for you, and staff will be available.
Now, having read those 4 items under the heading understandings, the 3 rather, 3, 5, 6, what Medicare 24 is undertaking to do here, does that accord with the law as the EMPD understands it? Can Medicare undertake the services listed there?
I cannot allow it under my watch because the law doesn't allow it as well.
Okay, when we dealt with Annexure JM12, we indicated who represented VIP CAT services. We overlooked doing so in respect of JM11, this particular annexure we are dealing with. Could you go back to page 55 and just read into the record who represented Medicare 24 Emergency Medical Services / Annabis Protection Services in the conclusion of this agreement? It's set out in the parentheses below the name of the entity.
On page 55, Medicare 24, that is Emergency Medical Service, Annabis Protection Services, duly represented by Mike van Wyk.
Thank you. Thank you for the indulgence, Chair. I shall not detain the commissioners any further.